Right, this is review number 4 of fitness classes to do in London, and this week I was at a venue called the Foundry, which is in Vauxhall, for an event called Hustle London. Sorry I haven't done one of these for a while. I did actually go to Barry's boot camp in the last couple of weeks, but I was really hungover when I did the class. I didn't do the vlog straight afterwards, and I don't think I'd have given it the credit it deserves. So I'm going to go back, do the vlog while I'm still buzzing about it, and that will be posted in the next couple of weeks. I'm wearing a hat because I've got a terrible haircut and it's all the same length, so this will be staying on for the duration of the vlog. Anyway, Hustle London. So I met a lady called Melissa when I did the Ministry Does Fitness event, and basically she's one of the trainers there but decided to do her own pop-up at the Foundry in Vauxhall, and it was called Hustle London. So Melissa got in contact with me, said it would be right up my street, saw that I was doing reviews of fitness classes, so was like, come along to this, you'll have a good time. First of all, the communication between her and myself before the event was unbelievable. You could tell, because it was her own event and it was the first time she was running it, she was absolutely buzzing. Like, regular email communication, she was Instagramming me, and you could just tell she had a really, really good feel about it. So I turned up in Vauxhall on the day, and I've never been to the Foundry before. If you haven't been, go and check it out. If you don't go to one of these Hustle London events, try and get along to something else, because it is a sick, sick venue. So the class was 20 quid, which was in line with every other fitness class that I've been to, but it was an hour instead of 45 minutes, which most of the classes are, and you got a free Protein House protein shake after the class, so that is value. When I got to the Foundry, I saw Melissa and she was absolutely buzzing. I said to her, have you trained already? Because I thought she had like a massive adrenaline rush, but she was just so buzzing to do this class. Obviously, it was her own class and it was the first one she was doing, and it really showed the whole way through the class. She was motivated, getting people going, and you could just tell that she was having an amazing time. So the class started off with Melissa explaining what we were going to do, what the class was about, what her ethos for the training was, and it was actually really, really good. You could have thought it was a bit gimmicky because she was like, right, we're here to train together, we're all as one, but I was fully bought into it, and after the session, you knew exactly what she meant. And it was a lot different from a lot of the other classes I've been to recently. So the likes of One Rebel, Barry's boot camp, they dim the lights, there's flashing lights everywhere, the music's blaring from as soon as you get in. But this was a bit more of a personal touch, and it was more eye contact, lights up. It was a more intimate environment with people working together, and her ethos was all about stronger together, which sounds a bit gimmicky, but it really worked. By the end of the session, everyone was cheering each other on, we were all in it together. You basically work in pairs for the whole circuit, so it's a good way of motivating each other. Again, another difference, I found that when I do Barry's boot camp and One Rebel, you were motivated by trying to beat the person next to you, whereas this class is all about motivating each other, which again is a nice little touch. So the first noticeable difference between this class and other classes that I've been to was the atmosphere. The real physical differentiator with this class was that there was a thorough warm-up, and I think that is so important when you go to any of these classes. Sometimes I've jumped on the running machine or got on the bench to do an exercise and I thought, oh, I'm not actually properly warmed up, that feels a bit tight. Melissa was very thorough in what she did, and she made us in a position where we were physically and mentally ready to do the session. So the format of the class was 5 different stations. Within the stations there were 2 different exercises, and you do the exercises 3 times round each. You work for 45 seconds, rest 15 seconds in between each exercise, and then before moving to the next station, you get a minute rest. So as you can imagine, that was very, very, very intense. It was half an hour work, but by the end of it, I was absolutely blowing. I thought the session was really, really well thought out. It was very legs intensive, but just as it was about to get too much for the legs, it was switched to a different exercise. So what were we doing? First station was shuttle runs, sprinting back and forward for 45 seconds, 15-second rest, and then it went into a pull-up. So you've done legs straight into back, which was good. Second station was the ski erg, so you're absolutely going hammer and tongs with your arms, and then that was supersetted with, what was it? Sumo squats, kettlebell squats. Then you go into a kettlebell squat. Station number 3 was a sandbag walk. So you got your biceps absolutely bulging, walking up and down this massive sandbag, and then you go straight into the assault bike. So again, you go from arms to a bit of legs and arms. It's just about manageable. Fourth station was box jumps into a sled push. That was the killer for me. Double leg. Oh my God, they were absolutely on fire afterwards. And then we finished off with a bit of rowing and kettlebell slams. Kettlebell slams? God, that would be terrible. No, rowing and medicine ball slams. Bloody hell, imagine throwing a kettlebell through the floor. Don't get me wrong, it was a very hard session, but because there was so much variation, it just felt like the circuit went really, really quickly. And then there was a little surprise at the end. We thought we'd all finish, and she had us doing a little sprint off at the end, so there was a race. Sprint to the end and then bear crawls back. That got really intense, and that was when the whole togetherness really felt apparent. So everybody was cheering each other on, sprinting up and then crawling back, and yeah, just really good vibe. The real difference for me for this class was just how personable Melissa was. She was good at motivating people, she was buzzing herself to be running the event, and yeah, it was just a really, really good atmosphere inside there. I love the fact that this session wasn't mainstream. So when you go to the likes of F45 or One Rebel, you're in, hard working, out, ready for the next class to come in. Whereas this was the first time one-off event, it was a lot more personable. So we got in, did the hard work, and then we chilled with our protein shake afterwards, had a little chat with everybody. I took a few photos for my Instagram, did a few little bits for the vlog. And now I'm going to contradict myself, because some of the reasons I gave for liking some of the mainstream gyms are the complete opposite reasons I like Hustle London. The Foundry is a great location, but it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the mainstream gym has. The email said, don't expect the Ritz, think boys locker room but cleaner. This is about training, not straightening your hair and getting a wet shave. So, it doesn't give you free products. You don't have the cold face towels when you get out. The showers aren't absolutely pristine, but it's why I liked it. It was a bit grimy. It had absolutely unbelievable equipment, but there was a little bit of character that you got at the Foundry that these super shiny mainstream gyms don't have. And for that reason, I'm going to give it an 8. It is on par with F45 exercise-wise. Yeah, it doesn't have a DJ scratching in the corner. It doesn't have really nice facilities, but it was what it was. It made it more personable. It was Melissa's own project. She put everything into it. There's a great vibe about the place, and it was just good to have that personality with it. So yeah, I will definitely be going back to that again. As I say, this was Melissa's first time of doing it, but she's going to be hosting more events, so I'll be sure to let you know when she does the next one. Come and do a workout with me.